the show. Wait, Leslie Robinson, what? Leslie Robinson, what? What she said? What? Leslie Robinson, what?
Well, hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Leslie Said What? Yes, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about my guest tonight. Okay, and I'm so excited to be back for another episode. I know y'all like, listen, girl, listen. You have an episode and then you're gone, and then you have an episode and you're gone. That's because, guys, if you follow me on social media, you know I'm insanely busy like all the time. Okay, I always got something going on. All right. So I try to do my podcast episodes when I can. Okay. And so tonight's guest is so much fun. And the best part about it, guys, is I get to learn different teachers' stories, but I also get to learn the stories of women and different things. So I have a little bit of everybody here on the Leslie Said What podcast. So if you are a first-time watcher or viewer, whatever the word is, welcome. The way this works is that this is a live recorded podcast, and it'll be available on all podcast channels tomorrow, but it is filmed live, okay, with an amazing guest who we just chat, discuss, and talk about things. And so tonight's guest is Mr. Chester Goad, and he is going to talk about his story of his journey of going from college professor, y'all, legit, a college professor, back to teaching middle school. I'm like, wait, what's happening, Chester? What's happening? Okay, but he was all about it, and he's going to tell us his story. All right, guys, as per usual, feel free to join the conversation, ask questions, whatever you want to do in the comments. We're going to acknowledge you, all right, and answer your questions, so tune in. So, again, without further ado, because I'm just babbling, guys, and I'm just taking up too much time, okay? So, without further ado, we're going to bring him on. Here is Mr. Chester Goad.
Hey, Leslie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great.
Oh my gosh.
Tired, but great.
I'm sure you're tired. Middle school teacher. God bless y'all. I tell people all the time, I taught middle school for 1 year. I will never teach it again because I could not take the smell.
Oh, did you say the smell? I just did a TikTok today on the smell.
Bruh.
I had to do it. You're going to have to check it out. Yep.
Especially after PE. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm like, listen. Y'all middle schools come up here smelling all kinds of questionable.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, bless you. Oh my gosh. So Chester, so you guys have Thanksgiving break next week too, right?
We do, yes.
Okay, now are you guys doing the full week or are you just doing the 3 days?
Okay, they're doing 3 days. I'm taking a half day this week, and then I'm taking all of next week.
How did you get your principal to approve a full week off before holiday?
Listen, I have an awesome, amazing admin. But we're going out of town to go in to visit my wife's cousin up in Seattle. So
okay.
Hoping just to get some time in with family. So
okay, so like the kids will be there all next week, or just 2 days?
They'll be there 2 days next week. Yeah.
Okay, so they'll be there Monday and Tuesday, but Mr. Goad is not going to be there. Okay,
I'm going to be
Mr.
out.
Goad will be in Seattle.
Yes.
So Mr. Goad took Monday and Tuesday off, but the kids gonna be there the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Anyway,
So
the rest of the teachers will be there.
And I'm working on sub plans.
Oh my gosh, Chester, sub plans. Literally. Now get this. The other day I was super, super sick and I could not go to work. And I was like, listen, I don't know who making sub plans. Y'all gonna have to make up something because y'all, I mean, when I tell y'all, oh my gosh, Chester, I was a hot mess. I could not get myself up enough to function enough to make NAIA type of sub plan.
Yeah.
I was literally like, my head was pounding. I was sick as a dog. I was like, listen, I cannot do no sub plans. Y'all gonna have to do this stuff on your own.
I have learned so much, and I know we're going to get into this, but I have learned so much as to why there's a bunch of sick teachers at school.
Yes.
Or who just don't feel well, because it takes so much more time to prepare sub plans than it does anything else.
And that's why I come to school. Sometimes I'm like, suck it up. It up. You do not want to have to do a sub plan, so take you behind the school.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's a struggle, Chester. It's a struggle. My gosh. But hey, we survived it. So like, I remember like I had called out, obviously because I was sick. And so they were like, asking about sub plans. I was like, I don't know, show a movie, make it up. I was like, I cannot get myself together enough to make a sub plan. But then they were like, did you put it in the system? I'm like, I literally was so delusional from being sick. I couldn't even remember my login password at Chester to put in for a sub. I was like, it's funny. So I almost was like, just forget it. I'll come in. I'll just come in. And they were like, no, we got you. So my principal and my school secretary had my back and covered me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm super fortunate to have an amazing administration, to be honest.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's a blessing, that in of itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us, Chester, who is Mr. Goad?
Since you asked, no. I would say I am a husband and a dad, and I've done a little bit of everything. I call myself like a classic creative because I do so many different things, and I've got good friends like Leslie saying you got to focus. At least on your social media, you got to focus.
You got to focus. You got to get your niche together, Chester. You got to get your niche together.
Yeah. So I mean, I do all kinds of things. I write. I also do some music and things like that. And so I guess a classic creative is what I would say. But I am, just now kind of getting back into stand up. I mean, I never got away from it, but I did take a little hiatus. As you know, I've had some family stuff going on, and I'm finally to a place where it's okay to laugh again, and just to kind of get it off the plate. So I'll just say, my son's name was Corbin. He passed away 2 years ago in October, and so I took a break, and I'm just now getting back to it, and I feel like he would want me to get back to it, and he was a big goofy guy, and we gave each other such a hard time, and we had so much fun together, and I feel like that's just it's part of healing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really excited. I'm excited about it.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
So guys, for those of you who don't know, not only is Chester a teacher, but he's also a comedian. So he's talking about his stand-up career and how after his son died, he took a step away, to heal and to, kind of reset or whatever. And now he's coming back. So, Oh my gosh, Chester, hitting the stage again, hitting the stage. Woo-hoo, Chester. Well, that is awesome, Chester. Okay, Chester. So, all right. How's it going this school year? Are you functioning?
Okay, here's the thing. I tell people, and when I do that, it's not because I dislike my job. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely not because I dislike my job. I love my job. I love my administration. I love the teachers I teach with. I love the kids. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But as you alluded in my wonderful intro, I am coming from a different world.
A completely different world, y'all. All right. Well, we can hop to that part too, Chester, so that way we already up in there. Chester, tell them what grade level you used to work with.
Okay, well, past life, I have been. So let me take you on a quick journey.
Okay, a quick journey.
So in my past life, past career, I have been a principal and a teacher. Principal for a K-8 school. I have been a teacher. I have been a dean of students for a K-12 academy. I have, all those different things. And then
wait. I did not know you were a principal.
I was the principal.
Oh my gosh, you would be so much fun as a principal.
I had a blast. But you know what? I found myself actually doing principal-y things like cleaning toilets.
Principal-y things? I love it.
Like cleaning toilets and things like that. You have to, you end up doing
a good principal does that. Like hops in to help the custodians with the toilets and all that stuff. Now, not all principals do that, Chester. Not all principals do that.
I was walking one day. We're getting off. I was walking one day, and I was walking with a plunger headed to this toilet that was giving everybody trouble. And this kid looked up to me. He was an elementary kid, and he goes, "I thought you were the principal." I said, "Oh, I am, but what? I am also this and this and this." And I think that's what you learn.
With the plunger and everything else.
Yeah, and you just learn in education to do a little bit of everything. So. On my journey with education, I did all those things, and then I taught high school also. Taught high school senior English and creative writing. I did that. So in a nutshell,
I was going to ask you what you haven't done in education.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I have taught and worked in K-8 and high school, pre-K through 8. I have done community college. I've done 4-year university. I have done private school, classical school, Christian school, and I have done a specialized school for people with dyslexia. And so you just name it. And now I'm back in public school. But I came to public school after, get this, almost 20 years in higher education.
Yes, y'all, college professor to middle school. What the world? What in the world? You got out. You should have stayed out.
So here's the thing. So when I got into higher education, I was teaching. I've taught writing. I have taught. I did a lot of like in my last years. Okay, so I was admin also. So as admin, I worked with students with disabilities, and then I also taught in the College of Education, curriculum instruction. I taught doctoral level classes. I taught EDS level classes. I taught undergrad, mostly grad classes for people who were adding on a special education license to their teaching license, those kinds of things.
Dang, Chester, and God bless special ed teachers because y'all are the GOAT, bro.
Well, listen, my wife. Listen, I live with the GOAT, who is also the GOAT. My wife is my wife is a special ed teacher, and she's awesome. And she's actually our current teacher of the year in our building.
Okay.
And she teaches special ed, and she teaches across the hall from me in my new school.
That is so funny to teach across the hall from your wife.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
It's very fun and very interesting.
Now get this, Chester. You said teacher of the year. Now, Chester, here's the thing. I tell people all the time, it's a little secret.
Yeah.
If I ever win teacher of the year, I'm gonna cry not because I'm happy, because I'm very, very angry. Okay, I don't ever want to be teacher of the year because I don't want them looking over here. Don't look over here. I'm over here in my little space. I'm over here in my little
Pay no attention. Pay no attention.
My business. I want y'all to be looking at me as an example. None of that stuff. Y'all going about your business. I will never be teacher of the year. They're like, oh, why are you late all the time? And why are you doing this all the time? So I don't become teacher of the year. I don't want to be nobody's teacher of the year. They tripping. Yeah. Y'all can have.
I get it. So from
I don't want it.
Cracking me up. Okay. So from working at the university as the disability director for the university and also teaching, I did that for literally, so I was at the university probably almost 16 years. And then before that, I was at community college. And I always, and I tell people this a lot, and I told people this even when I was working at the university, which I love. Okay. Yeah. I tell people the best job that I ever had that I absolutely loved was teaching high school English.
Really?
And I left there and ended up in higher education. And all my life I've been like, man, if I could just get back to teaching in K-12.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even while you were teaching college level.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You'll take K-12 over college. That's interesting to me.
It's very different. Listen, K through 12, there is a camaraderie about it.
Uh-huh.
And there's just I had a good time at the university with everybody I've ever worked with, from disability services to the education and all the different stuff. I had a great time, but there is nothing like the camaraderie of a K-12 school. And
the community.
Yeah, it's community, and I had community at the university. I love all of them. I miss them all dearly. I do, but this was just the right thing for me. It was the right time. Here's the thing. This is what I tell people. I'm like, I really just needed a break. I needed to get away. I needed less stress and less drama. That's why I'm teaching middle school.
What? So, okay, hold up, y'all. Y'all heard? Are y'all hearing him correctly? He left teaching as a college professor to come to middle school to have less drama. Chester, really? Now get this. Now Stephen in the comments is saying he's also in school to become an English teacher, so he's following your footsteps, Chester.
Oh, nice.
He said he doesn't know whether to pick middle or high school, but you're selling the middle school thing to him right now, Chester. He's all about that middle school right now, Stephen. So you might want to be listening to him about this, because anytime somebody leaves a college professor gig for less drama, to teach middle school is a whole nother ball game.
Oh, well, okay. So my advice there is, I read recently that you are in your best place when you're at the place that you're most like. Does that make sense? I'm like a middle schooler, like truly at heart. I know I am.
Oh so you're saying to teach at the level that you feel that you are, like the grade level, right?
Exactly.
I get that. Now I'm technically a preschooler. However, Okay, in my head, I'm a preschooler, but I could not get with my preschools when I taught preschool. I had to go back to high school. I love teaching high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny, Chester. I love that. So yeah, all of y'all that are teachers, okay, if you are teaching the grade level, make sure it's the grade level that you identify most as you being. So there you
Exactly.
go. Chester just helped you out.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, Chester, oh my gosh, I'm enjoying this time together. This is so much fun. All right, so currently work with middle school,
Yes.
and I know
7th
there's
grade
got,
specifically.
huh?
7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, seventh grade is the one they always say is the tough grade level. Okay.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, seventh grade was tough for me. When I taught seventh grade, I'm like, look, say it one more time. One more time. You got one more time. Like them kids was tripping. No.
I am a sarcasm factory.
Okay.
And
Which
so
helps.
I have a blast with them, and I think I get them, and I think they get me, and they know I am there for that. I love those kids, and I have their best interest at heart. And honestly, I'm a big goofus, but I'm a pretty tough teacher, I think.
But that means you're probably a good teacher because you can have a balance of both. That's how it should be.
Well, I appreciate that. That's what I'm striving for. So,
Well, Stefan says that's good advice, mentality concept, I suppose. And it's true.
yeah, for sure.
It really is. Okay, so what made you become a teacher?
Ooh, okay. So, all right. So, past life, just becoming an educator in general. The good teachers that I had. I think they are fully responsible for me being a teacher, like truly.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Legit. And you know, almost everybody I've had on here has said the same thing. When you ask them what brought you to being a teacher or why did you become a teacher, it always goes back to a teacher that they had.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely get that. Although I will say this, I was also like class clown and all that stuff. I was, voted class clown, all that. And as I think probably many of us are. But I was I was at Shoney's. Some places call them big boy restaurants, but they're Shoney's.
Yeah.
I was at a Shoney's restaurant. This is years ago when I was a principal, and I saw my former principal and his wife, who was our former librarian, at Shoney's. She looks over at me. I took a long lunch because I had to meet somebody and talk to him about something. And she looks over and she sees me and she goes, "Chester?" And I'm like, yeah. Oh, hey, you,
Your
and
former teacher?
yeah. And she goes, "What are you up to these days?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm a principal." And they both, it was silent for a second and then they died laughing. And she goes, "I bet you're getting everything that you deserve." And she was, kidding around. So,
but still, yeah. Aw, it's so cool when you can run into your former teachers.
It is.
So when you're the former teacher that they run into.
Yes.
It's always awesome. Oh, that's hilarious. Aw.
But the good teachers, that's what brought me to teaching.
Yep. No, I completely agree with you. Most people say that. Now, being in middle school and then being a principal and then teaching this, that, and the other, and all the things that you've done and all of your positions in the course of your career, I'm sure you've had some funny experiences or experience. What is one that stands out the most in your mind? A funny experience that stands out most in your mind, and what role you want to pick in education?
This does not, nothing compares, will ever compare. I mean, I have several I could tell you. But back when I was teaching high school, it was early in my career, and I wanted to take them on a field trip.
Okay.
And they were like, they really discouraged field trips at the time. And they were like, "Yeah, do you really, I don't know, you want to load them all up and take them out, And I'm like, "Yes, I do. I feel very passionate about this. We're going to go. We're going to go
on a field trip.
We're going to go see a play. We're going to go, relate it to our curriculum, and then we're going to go eat, and then we're going to come back, and it's just going to be great." And they're
you had high hope.
They're like, "Okay, you do you, you do you." And I'm like, "Okay." So we load up, went to the play. Really nothing happened at the play, but after the play, we went to lunch.
My gosh.
So this was back in the day when you could pull up into a shopping center parking lot and you could let everybody just run free, right? And you're like, "You've got this over here, you got a KFC over here, you got Captain D's over here, you got, you have Chinese, you have all these different things." So I'm sitting there with another teacher, and we're at the Chinese restaurant. And we see blue lights coming.
No.
Blue lights, blue. Yeah, driving into the parking lot, and I just had this thinking feeling. I knew immediately. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what have they done?" And so blue lights pull in. That was back in the day when they had CD stores. Do you remember CD
Oh
stores?
yes,
You could
like
go
Sam
buy a
Goody.
CD. Yeah, so a couple of them had pocketed some CDs. Yeah,
And the
and
cops came to the school bus.
they came to the shopping center. They were there. I go over because, and I'm like, oh man, they want to take them. They want to arrest these kids. Okay. In my mind, I'm like, y'all, I have got to take these kids back to this school. I have got to
You're like,
take.
you cannot arrest them. You cannot arrest them. They're on a field trip.
So, ultimately, I beg them. There's they said, okay, we will write them. It was like a citation. We will write them citations under the understanding that they're, well, in one sense, in one of the kids, it was his grandpa, that his grandpa would bring him back up there and have him, meet with him and all these different things. There was a big ordeal. I was like, I am taking these kids home. Like, I have got to take
Yeah,
them.
you're like, listen.
So,
Like, it's going down like this.
so we get back to the school, and bus pulls in, and I'm like, okay. We get back to the school, and the bus driver's like, hey, some of the kids took a knife and slashed up the back seats of the bus. What are you going to do about that? And I'm like, oh my God.
Field trip nightmares. Chester, who did you take on the field trip?
Right?
Cell Block C. You took the kids from Cell Block C in the local prison to with you.
Exactly. And so I just remember that being very traumatic and thinking, oh my goodness. And then I went in to see the principal. They immediately scheduled a meeting. You're like, hey, come in. And
Of course.
this principal was awesome, but he was kind of intimidating. And so I went in to see him, and he goes, so how you feel about the trip and how it went, whatever. He's like, I said, oh, I'm so sorry or whatever. He goes, you ever going to take a field trip again? You might think twice. And I was like, yeah, I'm never taking a field trip again.
Yes!
And then like he died laughing, and he's like, hey, we'll deal with it. These things happen, whatever. But I will never forget that.
You're like,
Never.
listen, I had good intentions. It's not my fault that the kids had the opposite of these intentions.
Exactly.
Like, what you want me to do? Oh my gosh, Chester, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that's a story and a half. Oh my gosh.
But you know what? Speaking of like police and things like that, I will tell you one big difference in leaving K-12 and coming back to it like 2 decades later is the security at the schools.
Oh yeah.
And like in the mornings when they're like, teachers, please make sure that all the doors are locked and secure. And I'm, in the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is good. We're taking care of the kids. And now it's like, they're trying to make sure we're all good and secure, so none of us are going to run off during the day.
Exactly. They don't want us to leave. Because we'll be out.
Exactly.
It will be a wrap.
Exactly. So,
oh my gosh, that is too funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Chester. Okay, so in all these years that you've been a teacher, I'm sure you have some encouragement.
Yeah.
Well, not just a teacher, principal, everything, all these facets of your education career. I'm sure you've had several experiences. Real quick, because Stefan in the comments has said, I had a teacher that had a passion for math. Yuck, LOL, but her energy stole the show. Then I helped a girl with math, and she said, wow, you should be a teacher. It felt good. Plus that light bulb moment you see in someone's eyes when they get it. Wow, Stefan, that is amazing. Like, that is such a great mindset to have when it comes to that too. So yes, we're going to be so excited when you join us on the cuckoo side of the cuckoo-ness of teaching. You're going to love it. We cannot wait to have you, Stefan.
Oh man.
So Chester, like I said, of all the years that you've been teaching, I'm sure you have all kinds of experience and you've seen it all. And in this midst of the things that are going on right now, where teaching has such a bad rep, not because teachers are bad, but because of the fact that legit kids be crazy, parents be crazy, lack of support, lack of pay, all these different things in this matter that contributes to this teacher shortage.
Yep.
So in the midst of all the teachers kind of jumping ship and being like, all right, I'm out, holla. What would be some encouragement that you have for them?
Okay, so I have a few things. I think one thing I would say is you need to be where you're supposed to be. And if you've truly checked yourself and you really are unhappy, then it's not fair to you and it's not fair to the students or the other teachers that you work with. There are always other jobs, and there are lots of jobs out there for teachers and educators. People can do lots of different things, and I could make some recommendations. But I think more than anything, never stop learning, and like be willing to learn. Hey, I have some frustrating days. I counted up one day all these new software programs I'm learning. Like, we didn't have all that before.
Yes, you're like,
I had a grade book and a lesson plan book. Like, I didn't have all of these bells and whistles and all these different things and all the various software. And I'm learning, I think I counted them up, Leslie, and I'm learning like 19 software right now.
Yeah. That's how teaching is mostly tech now.
It really is, but it's getting better. My wife kept saying, it's going to get better. It's going to get better, because I'm like, ooh, I don't know if did I really make the right decision? But I think what I would say to anybody is hang in there, because the impact is so much greater. I think we see in a vacuum. And when the day is done, we go home and we are exhausted.
Yeah.
But 100%. those kids, the time that they see in you, that you're investing in them and those kinds of things, it will matter. It may not matter right now, I'll be honest. They may not, but I've had through the years students who have contacted me back. Through the years. And I love it. And the very fact that anybody would even try to reach out to me or find me on social media and say something, it's huge,
Yeah, it does.
So
it makes a difference.
Hang in there.
Yeah, and honestly, and I also piggyback that what you said initially is like find where you're supposed to be, like
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times it's not the career of teaching. It may be you need to find the right school, find the right admin to be under, find the right grade level. Like, dig around and find where it is your fit. Mallory says, hey, hello, Mallory.
Hey, Mallory.
And thank you. Yes, thank you for appreciating us, because trust me, we're doing what we can.
Doing what we
can. Literally, we all what they say. They say kids is on the last nerve, but we pushing it.
Right.
We getting it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Chester, any other final words you want to say?
No, I'm so thankful, first of all, to be back in K-12. I truly am. Like I said, I had lamented that I had been out of it for so long, and I feel like it's a good fit. But I appreciate you even having me on here, and us having this conversation, because I think teachers would do well to do this kind of thing more often and talk about things.
Yeah, like get it out, let it out, y'all.
Let it out. Maybe that should be the name of your podcast. Leslie lets it out.
Let it all out.
Let it out with Leslie.
Kind of meaning sometimes. So not let all of it out, but let some of it out. Okay, we're gonna
limit it. Small doses.
Doses of it, not all of it out. Okay. Michelle Van Dusen says K-12 rocks. Yes, it does.
Yes. I love Michelle Van Dusen.
Yes, she used to be a teacher as well, guys, and she's also a comedian. Michelle, what grade level did you teach? Tell us in the chat. Comment.
Yeah.
Yes. And for the rest of you guys who are watching, tell us what grade level you are so we can give you a shout out, because y'all are killing it on a day-to-day basis. And like we have people like a Stefan who's watching, who is in school to be a teacher, if you guys missed that part. And Stefan is trying to decide between middle and high school, but Chester gave him some amazing advice and say, follow your mentality.
Yes.
Whichever the mentality you identify most as, go with that grade level. That's excellent advice, Chester. Excellent advice. Stefan says, I be loving your video. Oh, thank you, Stefan.
I love her videos too, Stefan.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of videos, guys, Chester be making some videos too. That's all I'm saying. So y'all, I put it down here. It's scrolling across the bottom. Follow Chester G Comedy on TikTok. Follow Chester at Chester W Gold on Instagram and Twitter. I know it's called X, but let's be real. We still call it.
Yeah, let's be real.
Let's be real. I'll just call it Twitter.
And Twitter's funnier. Twitter.
I know, it's a better way of putting it. Okay, so we have Michelle Van Dusen said she did K through 12 specials computer lab. That's what's up, Michelle. God bless the specials teachers.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's another level. We got Deb Wood. She teaches high school Korean tech is best. Miss Wood is awesome.
That's
she teaches
great.
with me. Yes, Miss Wood is fantastic. And then Michelle says, you two rock. Oh, Chester, we rock.
You rock, Michelle.
Yeah, yes, Michelle, you do rock.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, that's all that's in the comments. Wait, nope. Oh yes, Stephen, you are 100% right. Sped is tough, right, Deb? And like Chester said earlier, while he teaches 7th grade English,
yes.
so
ELA.
ELA, yeah, English and Language Arts. His wife teaches across the hall, guys. If you missed that, she teaches special ed across the hall. God bless special ed teachers. I'm telling y'all,
Yeah.
there's something special for special ed teachers.
She's what do you call that? Now they have she's an interventionist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Miss Wood, you taught, I think, 40 years, right? I think she taught 40 years. Yeah. So like she literally, 30 some years at the high school level, at the high school that I actually went to, which is so funny.
Wow, that's awesome.
Miss Wood said sped is hard, but it is worth it. Yeah, and that's something that Chester said earlier. Like it is tough. The teaching period is tough, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Stephen. Yes, bless Miss Wood for sure. Like she's killing it though. Mallory said during 2020, I couldn't teach my own kids. I couldn't do all those kids. So thanks.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
tough times.
Stephen says, Chester, I never knew advanced grammar would be so tough.
Hey, middle school grammar is tough. And it is ELA now. That's something else I had to get used to. And I call it ELA. And I'm
ELA.
I'm either like EL, hey, I've got a great idea, or EL, hey.
I love it.
I
love it. Both of them. You got to use both of them at different times.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, Chester, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I got to have you back at some point.
Anytime.
Okay, so I appreciate you being here. And guys, like I said, Chester's information is scrolling down the bottom. It says follow Chester at Chester G Comedy on TikTok. For those of you who are listening and not watching, it says follow Chester at Chester W Gold on Instagram and Twitter. So follow him, guys.
Please come to my new TikTok. Come to my new TikTok, please. God.
Definitely come to his new TikTok at Chester G Comedy because Chester is feeling, the growth pains, right? Chester, starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard out here trying to grow on social media.
Yes, but with their help, we can do it.
Yes, with your help, guys, we can move forward. Sponsor a teacher today.
Not even the price of a cup of coffee. It's free. Come join me.
Michelle said ELA.
ELA.
Oh, Mallory, that's awesome. Mallory said she would love to love you guys as teachers. I'm sorry. Apparently, I can't read tonight. Okay. Oh, and Stephen says he's gonna follow you. Chester, you already got another follower.
Boom.
Boom. Okay.
Boom.
Well, if all of you guys are here, you obviously already follow me. So I will also have the poster is posted from today. If you can't remember what I said about Chester, if you click on that, it'll take you right to his account so you can follow him, y'all. Give my boy a shout out. I mean, help my boy out. Follow him. All right, guys. Chester, again, thank you so much for taking time to be here. I know that school is crazy right now, especially with Thanksgiving break coming up next week, and kids is off the chain.
Yeah.
So I know today was probably long, but thank you so much for taking time to be here.
Thank you for having me. Had a blast.
Oh, thanks, Chester. See ya.
Bye.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed having Chester. Wasn't it so much fun? I love doing this podcast, like in a sense of just being able to talk with my friends who are teachers and comedians just like me, and just hanging out with other people as well. Sometimes I'll have random guests on here. So definitely, if you are new here, tune in each week because you never know with me what you're going to get. Okay. I'm the most random person ever. So you never know what topic is going to be on that night. So definitely pay attention to my social medias as I post the poster each week. But guys, as per usual, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And thank you so much for supporting Leslie Robb Comedy. Now, listen, tomorrow it'll be on all major podcast platforms. So if you want to share it with a friend who likes to listen in their car or listen at the house or on their lecture, whatever, definitely share. If it's someone who wants to watch it physically, they can actually physically watch it on my YouTube and Facebook following tonight's broadcast. So, but either way, guys, thank you again for being here. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. Leslie Said What, Season 5, Episode 5 is out.
Leslie Robb Comedy.